All right. We are live. Can you see me over there? We're doing some testing, guys, so hold on. Says live. Well, nobody's watching yet anyway. Are you on the right page? Where are you? You're not in OPAWZ, you dingus.
No, I was, and I went to, like, refresh it, and this is where it went.
OPAWZ Global, go. Technical difficulties, hold, please. Did you go to, what are you, we're not tech savvy over here. Okay, OPAWZ Global. And I thought we were gonna be on time. You're in Facebook Watch, dude.
Dude, that's not...
What are you doing? Okay. Why can't we see us on here?
That's what I'm saying.
It's weird. Maybe it's because it's me. I don't know. Hello. Maybe you should try the computer. Hello, guys.
Is anyone out there?
Yeah, why don't you try on your phone? Try on your phone.
My phone.
Okay. Hi, guys. Hello. Okay, that's gonna put it on mute. I don't want to hear myself twice. Yes. Here we go. All right. Welcome to how to lift color on your dogs safely on dark coats with the OPAWZ Lightning Cream. I'm going to start off with some prep work that every groomer should be doing before you even think of doing this on your dog. Due to the fact that it is a lightning product, there are issues that can happen with your dog's skin if you're not safe with this. First off, you should be doing a test patch on your dog before you even do this. If the dog has any underlying medical conditions, sensitive skin, or you're just not sure, this is definitely reasons why a test patch is appropriate. The best way to start is do not wash your dog. The residual oil on your dog is going to be a very good, safe barrier for the lifting process. Oh, sorry, somebody was calling me. I don't know how to get that to stop. Okay, this is my dog, Griffin. I've already done a pre-lift on him. So if you have a really dark dog, I recommend that too. So do one lifting and then wait a couple of days and do another lift. I also left this on him. It's a leave-on conditioner, Zymox, which will help also keep the skin safe. So starting off with that, Lakota will be here to answer questions or say aloud if you guys have any questions with that. We're going to be doing, as you can see where I've already lifted on them, we're going to be doing ears. And next week, I'm going to show you guys how to do a fun jack-o'-lantern on your dog. It's a really fast, quick thing you could do for some good bread and butter.
Lauren, Andrea's asking if we're in the global group.
Are we in the global group?
It says we are wrong.
Oh.
OPAWZ Global Group?
Okay, maybe
It says live now in OPAWZ Global Group.
It says live in OPAWZ Global Group. Are we? Okay.
I think we're all right.
Are we all right? Can someone give me are we on there?
She said no.
Nope. Oh, crap. Well, it says we're in OPAWZ. People are giving thumbs up. Okay, cool.
I think we're fine.
Does everyone need me to repeat what I've talked about? Are we good on this? Because we got some new people watching, so we're just going to go over everything again really fast. So just to start off, things you do before even thinking about lifting dog. Make sure that the dog doesn't have any, Griffin, stop, medicated issues. Make sure the skin is good. Always run a test patch. Do not bathe. your dog before the process. Their regular oil is fine. If you're working with a really extremely dark coated dog, do a pre-lift. As you can see, I did a lift on Friday on Griffin just so I could get him to a nice light shade safely. This product does heat up really quick, so I actually only keep it on for 10 to 15 minutes. So splitting up your sessions is great. After you do the bleach, we recommend that you use a product like Zymox leave-in medicated rinse. That's just going to help the skin. As you can see on Griffin, we're going to be doing ears, and I'm going to teach you guys next week how to do a fun jack-o'-lantern carve out, which I've already done the carving, as you can see, and we're going to do a tail lift. Okay, so I'm going to get started with this. First, we're going to talk about your product. So I have the OPAWZ lightening cream. So this is a 1-to-2 ratio. So that means you're going to use 1 part this, 2 times this. I'm pretty good at mapping that out by eye, but if you need to, you can use any measuring source. So I brought out a tablespoon. A lot of this goes a long way. So start off small because you don't want to waste your product. So I'm going to put in 1 tablespoon of the bleach. And as you can guys see, it's kind of looks like yogurt. Don't eat it. There's somebody out there that will eat it. All right, and then I'm going to put 2 times in. Most of your measuring bowls will have, like your mixing bowls will have measurements on the side. So about a 2-part ratio. And this is really important because the developer helps separate the bleach. If you put in too much bleach, you're going to cause an issue with your dog's skin. You want to make sure that it's mixed up correctly. So you got to mix it. I feel like I'm on a cooking show. Mix it lightly.
Samantha Hum said you look great on camera.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you, thank you. I woke up like this. All right. Okay, so I got my bleach ready to go. As you can see, Griffin is thrilled, aren't you? So I'm going to be doing this, and Lakota's going to move around the camera. So if you guys want to see something closer, just let us know. Okay, so the cool thing about this bleach, you don't want to get it directly on the skin. So what I do is I use my comb, and I kind of will put the bleach over this. So that way we're kind of keeping a guard on the skin. Let me get my gloves on, because I don't want this crap on my skin, despite what I look like after most eye jobs. Okay.
Olivia Millwood says, thanks so much for doing this. Well, thank you for being here.
Oh, thank you so much for joining us. So I'm happy to answer any questions. Even after class, you guys hit me up. I want you guys to have fun and have a good time being creative, but I also want you to make sure you're being safe about this. All right, so we're gonna get started. My products over here. Okay, so I'm gonna have my comb ready, and we're gonna have Lakota move over. So she's gonna grab, and I remind you that we are not tech savvy people. So just there's, oops. What the heck? Okay, we're back. That was Lakota. Thanks. I warned you guys. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in. Now, I should have you on a groomer's helper. You don't want to get this product in their eyes. As you can see, Griffin is he's so voluntarily committed to this. Okay, so I'm going to get where I want to start the bleach. So I'm doing an ombre in the ear, so I'm not as concerned about this area being as light, because I'm going from purple to orange next week. So I'm not really trying to lift that as much. So the areas that you want to lift the least, you start with last. So that being said, I'm going to start down here. Okay, so let's get bleach. Also, you got to put on fast, girls. So get yourself ready and make sure you're not going to be interrupted, because you don't have a lot of time to play. All right, so as you can see, I'm just using the brush. And this is keeping his skin safe. And then I have another brush that I keep on the side, that I didn't keep on the side, that I'm going to brush it in with, so that way I can keep this here protecting his skin. Okay. So see how I just went right up with that. If you do have to go all the way to the roots, I would suggest doing that last, which I'm kind of going to show you on the pumpkin because that is pretty short hair, because that will also go over if you guys wanted to do this on a short coated dog. I don't know if a lot of you know this, but when a dog has darker skin or more pinkish skin, that means there's a bigger presence of oil. A dog like a German Shepherd or something that has that darker type of skin has that oil for a reason, because they're more prone to allergies. So if you're working with those kind of dogs, those are dogs that you really want to be careful with and do a touch. And I would never go to their skin. Okay, so now, see, it goes by pretty quick. Let's see. And in there. And then, like I said, I'm going to the top. I don't want to do a lot. If you guys hear a dog barking in the background, it's the senior dog that I'm watching that has not stopped barking since 3 a.m. So I apologize. That's all I can hear is Micah. Mm-hmm. All right. So this ear is just about done. So now see how I'm lifting the hair up? It's away from the skin. So this way I can kind of go over the areas I want to go over and not really worry about getting the skin because I lifted the hair. We're not open. Dang it. Okay, here we go. So this ear is done. So Lakota, can you take one hand and just kind of hold that up for me? So I'm going to get some saran wrap.
Oh, Griffin. Griffin. Hi.
Griffin,
Stay right
I'm
there.
right. Stop. Don't be a brat. You're a good dog.
Stay.
He's like,
Stay right there, buddy.
I hate that my mom is a groomer. All right, so I'm going to get some saran wrap over this. Okay.
I'm going to grab a towel for my hand real quick.
Okay. You hold that for me?
Yep.
Okay, so you guys are going to laugh, but I use painter's tape when I seal stuff because it doesn't really stick to the fur. And medical wrap and stuff, especially because I do so many projects by myself, can be kind of a pain. So if you can lift that ear for me. Get it. So let's just get that attached, and then, because this comes off really easy in the tub, and then I don't have to hassle with it. I get all my dyeing tools from Home Depot. That's a joke. Kinda. All right, there we go. So one ear done. So let's get over to the other ear. Now as soon as you got bleach in, you're on the clock. You can see that's already starting to lift pretty fast. Okay. All right. So once again, we're gonna start right here at the base. And I'm gonna kind of go quick through this because we've kind of already gone over things because I wanna make sure my colors match, and I also don't want this product on them for super long. This stuff works really fast. If you guys haven't used this before, it really does lighten really quick. Miss Lakota just did her dog's tail, and it's like so pink that you could see it from space. And I think we only let that sit for like what, Lakota? Like,
It was a little bit more than 5 minutes. I'd say tops. I left it on for 8 minutes.
It's a black Pomeranian, so just to let you guys know, this stuff works really quick, which is great because you don't want this product on dogs for really fast. I know that it says on there that you can do 20 to 30 minutes, but I really don't suggest that. I would much rather see you guys do 10 to 15 minutes and do one session, take your dog, give him a good rinse, use the medicated conditioner, and do a second treatment. It's gonna be better, it's not gonna fry the hair as much, and you're less likely to cause an issue, especially on ears and tail. Ears and tails are more prone to having irritations just because you're dealing with a lot of bacteria that lives near the ear and, of course, the anus. So I just wanted to say anus. Also, dogs can chew on their tail, so you're going to see a lot more issues there. And there's also a ton of veins in the tail. So that being said, you don't want to bust the capillaries with chemical burns and stuff. That's why we want to make sure you guys are doing this correctly. Right, Griffin? He's like, please, Mom, do not burn my asshole. Oh, wait, shouldn't have cussed. I'm a groomer. Whatever. All right, Lakota, you can hold this beautiful ear.
Stay right there, buddy. No, no, no. Stay right there.
I will let it be known that I
Stay.
hate saran wrap so much. Hit it. Okay.
Good boy.
All right. Do.
Got it.
We have a wrap. Where the hell did I put my tape? Okay. Can you hold this for me?
Yep.
Griffin's starting, he's like, Mom.
Yeah.
He knows I'm going for his butt next, and he gets all kinds of concerned about that.
I would too.
I'm very graceful with this, as you can see. This is years of practice, making me amazing. Stay. All right. Okay, so now we're gonna go to the butt. I'm gonna try to go pretty quick. Okay. Follow me this way. So on the behind, I think it would be if you go on the other side of me, unless you want me to bleach that beautiful hoodie that you're wearing. So just to be safe, I use the isolator because the isolator does provide protection. And if you don't own isolator and you do color work, you're crazy. You need this stuff. It's perfect. Put it right on that butthole. He's like, oh my God. So I just want to keep his bottom obviously is very sensitive. So you want to keep that area safe. Okay, that being said, I'm going to use my hand as a barrier so that way I don't get it all over where I'm going to bleach. Okay, same philosophy here. We're going to start at the bottom. So this hair isn't really close to the skin, so I'm just going to kind of get in here and get this done. You can get this stuff on your skin. It's not that bad. It's just going to, not feel the best. Oh, Griffin, it's just people. He looks so pissed at me right now. Mm-hmm. He doesn't usually become a product of my creative grooming, but when in Rome, right? I figured you guys would like to see, like, this kind of coat is one of the more complicated coats to lift, which is why I did 2 sessions, because his hair is like my hair. And I've never been able to go to the stylist and get a nice lift and everything done in one day, so keep that in mind. This tutorial is separated because ideally you would like to do a lift and then wait to do the color just because you are doing a lot to their skin. So that's why we're going to wait a week and do the other part. So I'm just getting right here. The base of the tail is also where you've got a lot of sensitive skin, so that's why we're going to go over it last. I'm not going to do a lot of brush in with that. I'm obviously not going to do that part of his tail because it's blonde. Griffin, your butthole is famous. He's like, I don't care. All right, so this is in there. So a cool trick for you guys when you're doing color on tails, see the glove? So take the glove, pull it off like this, and then use it to wrap your tail. And then when they're like wagging their tail, it kind of looks like they're waving. It's fun. Shut up, Lakota. I'm charming. Painter's tape. You're gonna notice this product gets hot fast, which is why I suggested you guys do 2 lifts. In this class, Lakota's actually gonna follow and I'm gonna show you how to rinse too, because rinsing with cold water is essential and also just trying to get the product out fast and evenly. That's the wrong lid. Close up your products. Lauren, that was a note for me. All right, so Lakota, if you come around to the pumpkin.
Yes.
All right, so this is my little jack-o'-lantern. So you guys know I used a 2 reverse to get this guy, so I still had some hair, and I didn't want to shave his entire body. It took just a second just to do that. So I'm doing the little stem first because I wanted that to not be as light. So there's the little stem. So we're gonna go in here, and I'm gonna shape my pumpkin. And I can't wait to do the jack-o'-lantern next week. I'm actually gonna show you guys how to do like a good outline And we're gonna do like 3 colors in it. It'll be lots of fun. It's something that you guys can do really fast at your shops and, you know, charge big bucks. And if you guys have the OPAWZ book, you can see where I teach you guys about your pricing. It's up to you guys to keep your prices up to a point. This is not easy work, so don't give away your work. Like if I was doing this pumpkin on a client, I would probably charge $80 at least. At least. And it depends on if I like the people or not. Griffin, quit looking at things. I love you, but stop. All right, so if a little bit gets around the edge, I'm not gonna worry about it because like I said, I'm gonna be using the super black, and the super black is super awesome, so it's gonna get rid of any mess ups that I might have. All right, so I'm gonna get this in, and then I'm gonna use my brush and make sure that's kind of going in there. And you wanna go with the fur with this. It's not like dye. When we're doing saturation, I'm gonna tell you to go back and forth, but if you go backwards with this, you're just gonna get bleach everywhere. So you kind of have to saturate going with the hair. Barking dog. All right, get a nice coat on there. And then I'm gonna get this on here, and then we have time to answer a couple questions. I'm probably gonna let it sit for like 5 minutes, and then I'm gonna rinse it out. So if you guys have any questions, sling them my way, and I will try to answer them the best I can. Is that crooked because you're moving? Griffin.
I think he's like falling asleep, and then he wakes up and he's like, where am I?
Why is my butthole so weird? There's goop on my butthole. All right, so that's good and saturated in there. You can see, like, look at these ears, guys. Look how blonde that already is. And I can see where I missed a little spot. It also helps to make doop doop noises when you're doing dye work. All right, so we have everything saturated.
I'm gonna try not to.
Well, why don't you just hold it,
Turn it
because we're
off
gonna go
again.
show the bathing.
All right.
Fired. Lakota's fired.
It's so sensitive.
Okay.
It still sees you.
I
so
didn't
that's
catch
nice.
the name of the butt stuff. The butt stuff. We're just gonna call it the butt stuff. Okay, it's the color isolator from OPAWZ. This is great when you guys are doing detailed work, like if you've seen some of the things I did for Halloween, it would not have been possible without this. So you need to have this to keep your colors from bleeding, but it also will protect sensitive areas. Like if you're doing the inside of the ear, which I don't recommend, you would use this around the ear canal. And we have the link put in there for you guys. I'm scared it's gonna burn your pup. Don't worry, this is something I've already tested on him, which is why at the beginning of the class I stated that you should definitely do a test run. Can you hold this so I can? Bleh. Okay. You should definitely do a test run on your dog. I wouldn't just go in without knowing your dog's skin. It isn't gonna burn him because I'm not gonna let it sit very long, and we're almost at that process where I'm gonna rinse it out. Despite the instructions, like 20 to 30 minutes, I don't think is necessary. And you guys should be looking at your dog at all times. Like if you can see, go back to his ear. This is really blonde, and OPAWZ color takes to browns even. So you don't have to go super light to get what you need. This will do just fine. I'm just waiting on this guy to go, which I'm gonna kind of edge it on here. Okay, what other questions do we have? I would suggest a waiver for coloring pups. What I usually do is I do a consult with my clients. I have them sign an agreement as far as sticking to their appointment. I charge a deposit because having somebody, when you're doing creative jobs, it takes 6 to 7 hours. Somebody canceling on you sucks. And I charge like anywhere from $600 to $800 sometimes for the dogs that I'm doing. So you don't want to lose a client like that. So having that waiver is a good idea, especially if you're going to be using lifting, because lifting is not a guarantee. And even if you run a test spot, I would do a test spot on the tail, because the tail is the more sensitive area, so you know if you're going to have any issues right away. Okay, so we're at the point where we're going to go take this color off of him really quick, or the lack of color there. Okay.
Andrea said, how long should we wait in between sessions if the first time is not enough?
I gave it 72 hours. You want enough time for the oil to come back in their skin. But if you're treating with the medicated Zymox, he hates this part because he hates bath. You shouldn't have a problem, because that will help keep the skin safe. But I recommend 72 hours.
Oh, crap. Nope.
Why are you double phoning?
Because I can read questions.
Okay, I didn't know what you were doing.
I can't read them when the other camera's facing you.
Okay, when you go to rinse your dogs, guys, I want you to start with the first one that you did. So we're going to start with this. And this is why I like painter's tape. You're not actually looking at me.
I can't remember which one's cold. I should have already put it on pretty cold.
If we prepared correctly. Will you quit sitting? Yeah. He knows better. Okay. Is that cold or is that hot?
It's like lukewarm.
There we go. Okay. So I'm going to keep their face away from this. Griffin, stop. Get in there and rinse. You're going to notice that you can see the roots, which is fine. None of that is going to matter when you do ombre. That's why I chose to do a wiener dog, because this is the dogs that you want to be really careful with their hair. Okay. All right, let's get this other ear. Okay. I'm going to rinse that pumpkin last, because that one was the last thing I did. Make sure you're keeping this away from their face, guys. And cold water. Cold water helps the product come out a little faster. You should always rinse your dogs in cold water when you're doing creative, especially colors, unless you want them all to bleed together. All right, here we go, buddy. Yay! All right, let's get your butt. Get that cream off your butt that feels weird. Look at how blonde you are. My dog does not like to sit up when I bathe him, because I don't know, you guys groom wiener dogs, you know how they are. Of course, this is gonna look a lot lighter once it's dry. All right, we got that out of there. Okay, now let's get this pumpkin. Okay. I'm gonna make sure the product's good and out. So I got all the product out, and this part you guys don't need to teach me about. I'm gonna use this Soothe chlorhexidine medicated just to be safe. Also, the color isolator cream will not come out without rinsing. And I've had some surprises where I did creative work and I was like, oh great, there's still isolator cream in this. So let's get that out. Get a little treatment on your little butt. I'm gonna put a conditioner into this too. I'm gonna use that Zymox just because, you know, you are gonna, it's lifting hair. There's gonna, you can see it's a little. So of course, trim the ends when you do the groom. There you go, Griffin. You're gonna smell so nice. You're gonna look stupid for a week, but that's, you know, we're cool with it.
The shampoo is Show Season Soothe. It's a 3% chlorhexidine shampoo.
So that's what we're using. I'm gonna put I've already put a lot of Zymax in, so I'm just going to use this conditioner. Plus, I left the Zymax up. So this is the Soothe Chlorhexidine conditioner. All right. I'm going to put that in, and I'll probably still use the Zymax. Okay, buddy. And I was doodling on my hand to kind of do the, like, I want to do a design like that on them. Not the blood stains. I got bored at the dentist office, so I was getting a little carried away on myself. All right, buddy. I know, Mom sucks. Hard work being a groomer's dog until it isn't. Like bug. It's always dirty. Okay. I'm gonna let that sit for a second. Lakota, stand by.
Yep.
Woo. He's bad.
Yep. Shaking it out.
Alright. I really love this product because it's a leave-on conditioner. So if you guys are doing 2 lifts, now you see like it doesn't look like it's super light now, but it's pretty light. But if I wanted to do, I could probably do another session on them and make it like blonde. But I mean, the OPAWZ orange will go through everything, so I'm not worried about that. Okay, so I let that conditioner sit. And as you can see, his skin is not pink. I don't know if I can show it better. If you won't sit still. See? No pink irritated skin. We're looking good. That's why you can see these roots. See where the root line is? Because I didn't go all the way. The ears have a ton of veins. You don't want to put that all the way on the skin, guys. Like, and if you do, you only want to let it sit for a second. If somebody wants ears and they're a dark-coated dog, I would be like, I would suggest selling them on an ombre because you can put purple and then a lighter color on the tip of the ear where it's not on the skin. And if they don't like that, then they need to get a dog that's white. We're working with what's going to for sure be safe. Okay. See, he's rinsed, so now he's going to make sure we're all soaked. So I'm going to take a little of this, leave on conditioner, and I'm going to get it into this hair really good. And then into that skin. Make sure it feels good. And this is leave-on, so you don't have to rinse it out, which is what leave-on means, but there we go. He's a good boy. Mom's going to get you a good cookie after this. He's like, I'm going to hide under the bed. All right, so I'm going to get him dry. I don't think you guys want to watch. Or do you want a dry wipe?
Yeah. Hopefully that didn't get rid of you guys. Ah!
Don't.
There we go.
Don't.
I had to wipe it off. It was super wet.
Okay.
There we go.
All right. So Lakota's going to dry Griffin so we can see results, and I'm going to answer questions. I see a question about chlorhexidine. That is the shampoo that you want to get to use with bleaching. It's a good medicated antifungal bacteria, all that stuff. Do you guys have any questions so far about product, process? Anybody trying to do this on a dog anytime soon, or have a question about breed? Or, I mean, it's different with every type of coat. If you're using a wire coat, you might not pull as much color because wire hair is porous. More porous the hair, the less likely it's going to lift. But, you know, most wire coats will hold dye pretty good, which is ironic. Black Lab, okay. So Black Lab is a lot like my wiener dog's coat as far as just how it bleaches. It depends on how thick your Black Lab is. I would definitely, the only problem with a dog that has a high amount of shedding is I would make sure that they come in like a week before to get a de-shed, because you don't want all that undercoat or you're just going to be shoving product on stuff that you're going to blow out. But have them come in a week before to do that, and then you can do the lift. And then as far as a Black Lab, I definitely recommend for these short-coated dogs, guys, that you do a 2-part bleach session. So that means that you would do a bleach lift to get your design in, and then wait 72 hours and lift again. Only because I don't recommend holding that product on a dog for more than 20 minutes. It gets really hot, so you want to be safe. Can it be used on a cat? I do not recommend this on a cat. Cats are way more sensitive as far as their skin. They're also licking a lot. I mean, if you had a long-coated, well-behaved cat, you might be able to get away with a tail. But, I mean, cats are just sensitive to a lot of these creative products, which is why we stick with permanent. But, like, if you're dealing with, like, a short-coated cat, I wouldn't mess with it. I'm sure if you did it safely and you separated the sessions, it would be fine. But it's also a cat. Okay. The products that are safe for cats are the temporary OPAWZ colors. You don't want to use permanent colors in it because it contains a lot of things that can be detrimental to their kidneys and liver. So like castor oil, for example. So you can't use the temporary color. You can use any of the chalks. I've been using the color shampoo, which works great for cats. And then it's also quick and gets you in and out of there because, you know, cats are not always the nicest. So that's what I recommend for that. Your Sphinx should be fine. Like I said, just use the brush method. Make sure that you're using your comb. If you missed the beginning of the video when I was doing that, just watch that. So you can keep it away from the skin, and then just don't keep the color on super long, guys, or the lightener product. Okay, so I will address that issue about coloring dogs that are dirty. I don't agree with that because oil, one of the reasons my color saturates so well is because I use a nice, clean dog. The oil is going to keep that color from setting in. So for me, no bath. If I'm going to do a lift, definitely bathe before I do color. For sure. Especially just... yeah, dirty dogs, it's just a barrier from you getting to the pores of the hair. I can hear my dog being a brat back there. Does there any other questions about breeds or lift? We're gonna see the results of how he looks, and then I'm super stoked to do the next session with you guys, and we're gonna do some fun jack-o'-lantern pop art and some ombre. Get ready for Halloween. Look at our cool Painted Pooch Halloween banner. Ooh. I really want to do a creative like that, but I don't think I'll ever meet a poodle with enough top knot. All right, he should be ready soon. Do we have any more questions, guys? Lift is the same as bleach. It is a lightening product. So it is anything that lightens is going to have some chemical in it, which is why doing this correctly is very important. There are pretty specific directions on using the lightener product. So just don't go in without doing your tests and following the rules. You might notice damage to the coat afterwards. It's just like our hair. That's why I will do a conditioning treatment on my dog and trim the split ends. Try to treat it. Anybody else have any questions? That Zymox leave-in conditioner is really great for treating not only if the skin's going to be sensitive afterwards, but also just keeping the hair nice and soft. Okay, Let's see. So if you guys are tuning in late, please watch the beginning of this video so you can make sure that you're doing this safely. My name is Lauren Piston. I'm on the OPAWZ group. I am an OPAWZ influencer. I'm always here for you guys to answer any questions. I want everyone to have fun and be creative, but I also want to make sure you're being safe about this because anything that lightens is going to be a little abrasive. Dyes can even cause reactions. You should be doing test patching on any dog before you do creative. Just cut a little sliver of their hair off and try to see, you can see how long it takes to lift it. And then do a little tiny patch on like the base of their tail just to see how they do. But remember, don't put it directly on the skin. I don't recommend that ever. It's just like you don't take dye up to the eyeball. Same thing. You don't go close to the skin with this product. You can still get quite a beautiful creative job without going to the skin. If you guys look at my work, I didn't go to the skin on any of those dogs, and the color popped. And most of the dogs I've done recently have been gray or black. Missed this question. Hold on. Yes. If you go back on the video, I do address that you should do the tips before you get to the closer. Like, so on his ear, I want to go lighter on the base of the ear. So I started down here and then I worked my way up because I don't need that to be lighter. Okay. So definitely start with the tips. And I had the Zymox product. Did you guys need to see that again? I can go get the bottle. Thus we can see how Griffin's doing, not being a brat. Look at this cute little creative that Lakota did. Louie. Yeah. Okay. Hold on. Okay, guys, so this is the leave-in. I will show it to you and stand still so you can actually see it. Okay, guys, there you go. So the Zymox, which is going to be backwards, leave-in conditioner. No, don't color right away. That's why we're doing this in 2 parts. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I've had some dogs that I've worked with so long that I know their skin, but as far as dealing with clients, it's a lot on a dog to do a lifting process and then put them straight into color. So separate it into 2 parts and wait like at least 72 hours, if not like a week, to do the color work, just to keep their hair safe. What is the it's reversed? Yeah, the Zymox does work really well. And it also helps with the hair gets a little dry after lifting. I don't know what this it's reversed is too, but I'm happy to address that if I know it. It's hard to read all this and talk to you guys here. Oh, well, you wash the dog when you color in a week. Okay, yeah, when I color in the week, when I start the video, he will be bathed that day. I like them to be nice and clean and stripped of oil so I can get the color to saturate. So he will be bathed. Oh, yeah. Oh, it was reversed, huh? What I do if you're Maltese, like just cut a little piece of hair off and test the color, and then maybe put a little tiny bit on the base of his tail, make sure there isn't a reaction. You're less likely to get a reaction from the color just because it's an oil. But if you have a dog that's incredibly oily and you're putting oil on top of that, you could cause some dermatitis issues. So it's always good to run a test. I think that's... Nope, I disconnected for a second. Did you guys hear that? So yeah, run a test with your color too. It doesn't hurt to be safe. It sounds like my dog is ready. Special delivery. Let's see if I can put this, well, I'll have you hold. I'm not going to try to clip that up. I'll just lose it.
Yeah, and here's a brush because his tail, the ends whip not really easily when you...
Well, yeah, the color.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, let's see the results. All right, so look at this blondie. So as you can see, the hair is a little fried out here. So I'll probably do a good conditioning rinse in a couple of days and just, plus I'm going to trim off about this much, so it should be fine. And you know what's great about the OPAWZ color is it's got so much oil and conditioning in it. Just doing color work actually adds a lot of oil to their coat. So as you can see, his skin is nice. There's no issues going on here. We have no red, which is what you want. And it's still soft. You guys can't feel that, but I can. And I think he's going to ombre out nicely. Look at our little pumpkin here. So this is an example of how I did a short coat, and with 2 sessions, I was able to get pretty close to the roots. Will you stop? Show these people your body here. Okay, so as you can see, if you zoom in, the roots are still dark because I didn't sit there and do this like I would with color, but I still got a nice effect. But if I do this, see, like dark, light, that's what you want. And then we'll look at the tail. So this is gonna hold color quite nicely. I need a comb. Get my crustacean comb. So yeah, it's not super damaged. I'm not worried about it. I'll trim a little bit off, but just be prepared that it's like our hair. You process it a lot. Ta-da! So we are ready for our next week. This is basically it. Is there some questions?
When will we get the next session?
Next, so you guys see part 2 will be on Monday, next Monday at noon, and we're gonna do jack-o'-lantern on the side and purple to orange ombre ears. This is basically going to be a quick tutorial for some good bread and butter. And if you guys have questions, like as far as pricing of what you would charge a client, like, I mean, with all this work, I would definitely charge like $120 on top of the groom price. Just because how many baths you're doing, the lifting, color, it's a lot of work. Charge your worth. I can't read the questions because Lakota's like walking away. What does that say? Oh. I was like, I don't know what that reversed is.
Camera.
All right, so if you guys tuned in late, I'm gonna save, which don't hit finish. We have to hit save. I don't know how to do this correctly, but you hit save on this when we're done so you guys can rewatch this. I definitely advise watching the beginning because I go over a lot of pre-stuff that you should do. And if you guys need to buy product, I want to remind you that you can get 5% off your entire purchase by just putting in the code Painted Pooch. And you can get to work and save a little money. All right, guys, is there any more questions? We're gonna close out here. Wait, did we? That's not okay. Would you charge before or after the groom? I charge first. With creative work, I take a deposit, which is usually 50% of what the cost is going to be. I'm a pretty quick creative groomer, so I charge $60 an hour on top of charging them for the cost of product as well as the groom itself. For example, like it ends up being like $600, $800 depending on what I'm doing. So I charge a deposit. I also sometimes a good idea is just to buy all your product and be like, okay, I'm going to be using $125 of OPAWZ product on your dog, so I need you to pay that. So that way, if they don't show up to the appointment, guess what? You just got a bunch of free creative stuff. So there's that. So those are some good suggestions. Always charge first. It's a lot of work. Make sure you're following the instructions of lifting and make sure you wait the proper amount of time to keep your little fur baby happy like this one. Right, Griffin? He's like, I'm mad. Ugh,
Is it necessary to bleach on every dog for coloring, or is it specific only to black, dark-haired dogs?
I think it depends on the coat, and the color, of course. If you have a gray dog, I can get the adorable pink and the purple, and sometimes the orange on the gray coat just fine. But if you're doing yellow or green, that's not going to turn out very well, or red. So the thing is if you have a gray dog, then you wouldn't need to do a long lift. I would put the lift on and only let it sit for 5 or 10 minutes, and then you should be fine. You're not trying to get these dogs to platinum blonde. We don't need platinum blonde to get these colors to stay. So yeah, it depends on that. But white dogs, of course, cream dogs, some light brown dogs, you don't need to do any lifting. Doxies are the best. This is my dog, Griffin. And he's like, we're done. Yay. Yes. All right, guys. Are there any more questions? Blech. That was in my mouth. Oh, cool. I'm glad that we could help. You guys are so welcome. Like I said, I'm Lauren Piston. Feel free to use my code Painted Pooch to save 5% on your purchases. If you have any questions, I'm always around. Just hit me up via message, and I will see you guys next week to do some fun jack-o'-lantern color. All right, bye guys. How do we do that? Now we got to figure out how we do this every dang time.
I
think
feel
you
like
just
we
hit
have to
finish.
finish and then.